an exciting moment for the club as a whole. What are you feeling and what are you hearing inside the locker room?
No, I think the vibe is good. Everybody's positive. We have some sort of momentum with us as well, and yeah, I think we were expecting a tough game. We know that they haven't lost a home game all season, and they're a really good team. Especially attacking. They've scored so many goals in a few playoff games, so we know their threats, but we also know their weaknesses. We know what we're good at, and it's another road game for us, and we'll be looking to win, because we know what's on the line, and we know we could host the MLS Cup potentially.
And not only are you able to host, but you if potentially able to host, but you'd be doing so in a season where you had a couple of trophies on the line, and then now this big one here, you're able to deliver. What is the general temperature inside the locker room for people knowing that is a possibility?
I don't. It's a big game and it's a big moment, but I don't think that the attitude is so much different than when we went to LA first time this year. And wherever we go, whenever there's a game on the line, we want to win. So I don't think, as far as for myself, not treating this game any different. I don't want to win this game more than I wanted to win the one we played them earlier on this year at LA. But yeah, it is a final, and it's a one-off game, so that kind of makes it a special game. But as far as for us players, every game that we go into, we want to win. So I don't think that changes as much in terms of mindset going into the game.
What is their their form versus when you guys were able to get the win? I think it was Leagues Cup win against them. How have they changed, or how do they look?
I mean, I don't follow other teams in MLS. I have no idea what form they're in. I know because it's everywhere on the internet that they have scored 15 goals in 3 games. So that, I think, is the only stat that I know about them. And watching the last game against Minnesota and hearing what the commentators were saying, undefeated at home and so on, those are the only ones. But as far as the form and how they ended the regular season, I couldn't tell you who they played or what were the results. So, I don't think we're going there and changing how we want to play because of them. I think we have a certain way of playing, and we'll live and die by it, and that's what we'll try and do tomorrow.
Can you talk a little bit then about the midfield and Ricky, and how that's going to play into what you guys need to counter in order to get the win?
Yeah, I mean, he's the engine of their attack, I would say, and anything going forward goes most of the times through him, and we faced him multiple times this year already. Some games we've done a better job, other games not so better, but we're not gonna man mark him with one guy. It's a team game, and he goes all over the pitch. So there'll be different players that will meet up with him there, but they have other great players too. I mean, their front 5, I would say, is really good and very talented. So it's not just him. It's going to be a team effort from us, in order to advance.
Jordan made sort of a state. He has said repeatedly throughout the year, and last year as well, that he really wanted to be a number 9, and it seemed like he really grew into that role this year. What have you made of his? Does it seem like he carries himself any differently now than he did when you first met him, or have you seen anything different in his play?
No, I always feel like he played, even when he played as a winger, he sort of played like a second forward, and was in the box most of the times when the crosses were coming in. So I think just by seeing how he was playing on the wing, you could naturally see that maybe the 9 is more suited for him. And I mean, he took his chance this year. It's probably the first year that he had a real go at the number 9 continuously, whether he scored or not. And I think it's been a very successful season for him. And therefore, it's a good season for us as well.
Was it any particularly satisfying to see him score the goal, the kind of goal, and when it was, and everything this last game?
Yeah, those are the striker goals. Those are the goals that everybody can score. Many people wouldn't even shoot there. So, yeah, it's. I think it's important for him as well that he got that winner. The winning goal, obviously, me and him missed the second game in Houston, and we haven't scored the first game at home against Houston. We went to PK, so I think it was important for him to get that goal and kind of build going into the Galaxy game.
You mentioned having momentum there in the first answer.
Yeah.
How does having momentum manifest itself, or how has it manifested itself for the week of training?
I think just overall the mood is good. It's you can sense it's playoffs, but it's not always that when it's playoff time that the mood is really good and positive. It can get sometimes, especially with the break we had not playing for so many weeks, and then you go into the LAFC game. So I just think everybody's happy, everybody's traveling to the game, all the first team players. So I think it's just, I don't know what it is, but you can just feel something. That's what I would say. You can feel something that's, everybody is locked in at training, and then outside of training, everybody's relaxed, confident but not arrogant. So yeah, I think we're in a good spot.
Was that feeling somewhat the same last week before the LAFC game at all?
Yeah, I would say it kind of started that last week, because the first 2 weeks after we advanced, were kind of boring. We trained for nothing, and there was no game at the end of the week, so we just trained just to train. But that last week going into LAFC, I think that's when it really started to click, and people were like, okay, well, finally a game is here, a meaningful game is here. So
You guys, you were one of the ones that during the season kind of knew about the critique of your play and of the team's play, and were in a sense of prove them wrong kind of thing. Do you welcome those kind of people though back, considering the success, or if you do have success? Like, were you ever dismissive of anybody that was critiqued you, like fans?
No, I mean, let's be honest, I don't personally know anyone that was criticizing me. Just because you have a Twitter account or something that can be fake, you can put a fake name there. So as far as actually knowing the people, no. And, when it's constructive criticism and it actually makes sense, because I'd say 90% of times what people tweet don't make sense and they don't know about the game. But when it actually comes from somebody who understands the game, and I think when you read a comment, it don't have to be about me, it can be about anybody. I think as soon as you read the comment, you just, you make your kind of idea about it, and you sense whether they know what they're talking about or not. I can't go out and comment on any other sport because I'm not really good at any other sport. So therefore, if I was ever to criticize someone, I don't think they would take me seriously neither. So no, I don't hold grudges. I don't really care, to be honest.
There's I don't know how much of this you've seen, but the pundits out there have almost all been siding with the Galaxy, picking the Galaxy in this game, and yet there seems like a genuine confidence in this group. Do you guys it seems like maybe you even like that there's this lack, that outside of this room, that there's not a lot of belief.
I don't know when I said it. I think it was last week. If any pundit that has filled out a bracket of the MLS playoffs, they're all wrong. By now, nobody has got it right, whether it's West or East. Everybody got it wrong. And again, they're entitled to their opinion. And if you watch how they have played the 3 playoff games, probably they should be a favorite. It's not we don't take it as a criticism, really. And they're at home, and playing at home in this league and in playoffs, I think is a very, it's, I want to say very big, but it's an advantage to play in front of your own fans at home. You don't have to travel, so on and so on. So I think they should be a favorite. And whether we like it or not, I mean, I don't think we'll look at it again. And I'm sure we weren't favorites in LAFC. And you see it in playoffs in every sport every year, that there are upsets. And when it comes to playoff and a one-off game, it's not a series best of 5 or 3 or 7. In one-off game, anything can happen. There can be a red card early on. There can be little things that can change the game completely. And yeah, so whether we like it or not, we like it. Why not? Let's be an underdog.